Welcome to Cake with Kersi and Kinetic, Tuesday, June 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're live, and we're here every Tuesday night live to air on vexradio.com. We were not here last week live because somebody decided he was going to Jamaica for a week, and as much as everybody loves the sound of my voice, I wasn't about to come on and just blab, blab, blab by myself for an hour or two. Um, and yeah, for some people who are kind of slow, that was a joke. Yeah. But anyway, welcome to everyone who's listening. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're listening to the podcast, thank you for keeping up with us that way, which I know a lot of people do. Uh, People have got a lot of choices nowadays. You don't necessarily have to stick to anybody's schedule. You can do your own thing. So that's the beauty of technology. And yeah, but I much prefer our live listeners who could actually chime in to the conversation, which I'm going to again welcome you to do tonight. I will be putting the link up on vexradio.com. So if you scroll down below where you are watching, listening to us, you will see the link and or yeah, link in the comment box there, and you just click that. You have Google Hangouts, and you will be added to the conversation to share your comments, any advice you might have, and ask any questions or anything like that. And I'm also going to do it on the YouTube page as well. So if you're checking us there, um, you'll see the link on the right hand column if you're on your PC or somewhere on your page. So yes, sir. Um, how was your trip? How was your week?
Too short but too long. Too
Yeah,
short and
well,
too long.
too long as and I guess how it affects you back here, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it was, you know what? As I said, it's been like 5 years since I've been back home. So for me,
has
it
it
was
been
like,
that long? I didn't think it was that long.
yes, 'cause I've been going everywhere else.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Hmm.
I was going to Jamaica like every 3, 4 months. But then it was like after that, I wasn't seeing anywhere else in the world. So I started carnival chasing and,
Hmm.
traveling and going to Mexico and Cancun and trying to see other places in the world because the world's bigger than just the West Indies, right?
Hmm.
So you only got so much time and so it's just a matter of starting to see it. So yeah, it was I blinked. I didn't realize how quick that went, and then yeah, we touched back, and Jamaica's a total different place.
So you stayed. I think you said you were in Lucy,
You
right?
know, I almost didn't get back. Yeah, it was at Lady Hamilton.
What did you say? You almost didn't what?
I almost didn't get back. We might have been doing this podcast from Jamaica.
Why? What happened? You kind of broke up there.
Oh no, I said we might have almost done this podcast permanently, like every Tuesday at 9 o'clock
Oh, are
from
you serious?
Jamaica.
Oh shit.
Yeah, if I didn't have
Oh, in that way.
obligations, yeah, if I didn't have like,
Oh, in that way. I thought you meant something happened. You were almost got stuck for another week or something. Oh, that's what you
uh,
mean. Okay. Yeah,
you actually
Jamaica.
sound kind of far. I don't know. You sound kind
Oh,
of far. Check
July?
your setting. Yeah,
Still? Oh, okay.
check it. Yeah, check your setting.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay. This is live,
yeah,
people.
no, you know what? I was always to move to Jamaica. Like, that I have a 5 year timetable to do 6 months to 6 months.
Uh-huh.
That's the personal goal. But if I didn't have some obligations on here, I might have just stayed. To be honest, I fell in. I not that I re-fell in love with Jamaica. I was revitalized again. I've always been in love with Jamaica, but it was like
Yeah.
opportunities, the advancements I've seen down there, but it's still the same Jamaica, still the same pulse and vibe,
Mm-hmm.
but there's advancements. I mean, it's either you're rich or you're poor down there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you know what I'm talking about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
in Montego Bay, everybody's driving Audis. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
Audis are like sand and Beamers and Benzes or
Mm-hmm.
and people are actually living life over there. We're existing here. Like, we think we're living life over there. They're actually living life over there.
Mm-hmm. No, and
And
you can tell me if I'm better or not. But
huh?
we
Yeah.
on my sound, but we,
Yeah.
yeah, no, and it's spreading across the island, what you're seeing. And I don't know if you got to Kingston at all.
No, I just
No.
stayed the north coast. So I was
Okay.
the far as I went, Montego Bay into Negril, like and ever in between. That's where I was. Cause I was on the wedding, on the wedding
Yeah.
thing. Shout out to Michelle and Andy on their wedding, and it's actually she's my goddaughter's mother, so it's also her birthday today. So happy birthday! I know she's in Jamaica still on her honeymoon, so she's not listening. But happy birthday, Michelle, when you listen to the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, so it was a real eye-opening experience. It was a revitalization. My batteries got recharged. My priorities got, like true north.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got centered again. So it was just, it's like if I didn't have some things, fires burning here, I would have never got back on that plane.
Tell me, listen, and it's so hard. I mean, you've done a better job, I think, than I ever have trying to explain it. But I try to explain this to people, and it's beyond a vacation. It's not just, it is partly, but it's not just food, water, um, like whether it's pool or sea, and alcohol. I mean, those all add to the fun, and those
Yeah.
are a big part of those are a big part of just life in Jamaica. Period. Um, but honestly, it it's not it's not, and I don't know. I always wonder. Okay, am I speaking as a someone who's Jamaican by descent? Like, am I speaking to someone who has ties and family and friends and loved ones there?
No, no, you're not.
This
I
is
know exactly where you're going with
right,
this. I
and
know
so, and this is what I'm
exactly where
saying.
you're not. You're
So
not
sometimes I'm like,
because
okay, am I speaking like this? But then other people have that experience when they go back home, which I'm sure in some cases, like when I hear people speak about certain places in Africa, I think in general, though, I find that they have this same kind of feeling. But it's not like I've been to a couple other places in the Caribbean and or other islands, and
different vibe totally.
I've enjoyed it, yeah, and I've had a great time.
Yeah.
But there's an energy in
There's an
Jamaica.
energy,
Like
yeah,
there's
there's a
this,
pulse, yep. You
yeah.
nailed it right on the head. What it comes down to is this. You know what? It's like even for instance, shout out Bree. He's the one that coordinated the wedding and all that stuff, and the
Oh,
flights and all that
okay.
stuff. And he's Guyanese, and he's well traveled himself, and he had the same sentiments as me. He's Guyanese, and he's like, yo, man, you know what? I don't want to leave. And
Yeah.
it's just like we just had such a good time. It's like, you know what it is? It's because even though there's a pulse and there's an energy and a vibe and it's go go go, you don't stop.
Hmm.
At the same time, you're not stressed.
Exactly.
On vacation, I'm talking about even just people working. Everything is just relaxed. It's
Hmm.
like, we're used to like everything on a timely manner. And yes, everything's kind of slowed down there. Like for instance, we got to the hotel and it took like an hour to get checked in,
Hmm.
right? But on the backside of it, we didn't check out until like an hour and a half later that we're supposed to check out by 12. We didn't check out till 1:30.
Right.
There's no, it's
Yeah.
like everything is, and that's the
It
big
balances
principle
out.
behind.
It balances out.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. It's like, it's
Hmm.
just like everything's slow and on pace. There's no pressure. But I guess the pressure is to get where you're going when you're going. When you're on the way, you just want to get where you're going, so you go.
Hmm.
But when you're there, it's just everything is, it's just cool, and that's what I'm saying is they live life over there. Like, you know what I mean? They might stop at a bar on the way to wherever they're going and have a drink and talk to a friend for a second, and you get a phone call. Yeah, I'm soon come. Like, soon come make me an
Exactly.
hour and a half. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
but the
No,
thing
and
is,
I tell people that too. Like in the moments, um, I mean, apart from rushing to the airport if you're pressed for time, um, but I'll tell you the joke, and I'm not the best for. Like, you know what? I shouldn't put anything like that on record. But as far as yeah, we're usually kind of rushing to the airport. We're usually kind of trying to make good time, and but not rushing like crazy. Just it would have been nice to have that extra hour to just be able to stop if you want, whatever. And but I never felt like I have a 25 minute drive here to get to the airport.
Right.
And I'm more stressed and freaking out about that versus almost 2 hour drive when I'm going back home in Jamaica. And
Oh, where do you go? You go Kingston? Like where's home for you there?
yeah, I'll fly into Kingston, and when I'm going, the furthest destination is St. Elizabeth, which is on the south
Oh, okay, okay.
coast, right?
Yeah,
So it could take two plus hours, whatever. But usually there's a
yeah,
stop in Mando, like there's a stop somewhere, and
yeah,
but um, yeah, but I'm more stressed about getting to the airport here than I am getting
yeah. Well,
there.
that's what I said. They're so business class, and like you're locked off an hour before. If your baggage is not on an hour, 60 minutes before, you don't get on. Like, I mean, even believe it or not, I'm where I stay. I'm 5 minutes away from the airport. Literally, I'm not even joking. Like 5 minutes away from the
Here, you mean?
airport.
Here in Toronto, or I mean,
Yeah,
GTA,
here in
or
Toronto. Well,
okay,
no,
okay,
yeah, here in Toronto, I'm 5 minutes away from the airport. Like,
okay, okay.
okay, really, maybe about 8 minutes, but give or take, we'll say 10 minutes for argument's sake, right?
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
fact remains that you know what, it's like you have to be checked in an hour before your bags have to be in, and you know what I mean, and it's just stress here because everything's
I
just on
mean,
a
but that's the same. I find that's the same down there too. Like they don't like they cut off. They have their cutoff times and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's part of me is like, okay, I don't really care if I don't catch this flight. Like that'll just
right.
be my excuse. It might cost me a little something to change. Or if it's, I just know we're gonna get there. Like I just know it's gonna happen, and because the conversation in the car, the scenery, just everything just makes it a little easier to
Yeah,
deal with because you're just in
right.
that mode. And maybe it's too because I just relaxed for like a week or two, and I'm just in a totally different
Yeah. Well, that's what.
mind frame of mind. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that's what it does to you. Like when you said,
Well, no,
and,
that's the thing is that I try to point out, right? It's
mhm,
like, it's not because you're in vacation mode down there where everything's right. It's just the vibe down there is relaxed. Like,
exactly.
like it's like the thing is that I'm getting what I like, the old Jamaica versus the new Jamaica is that for me, the new Jamaica is it's kind of like it's kind of like you're left to your own devices to prosper. Like as long as you can bring an idea to Jamaica,
Hmm.
you will prosper. Everybody's prospering down there. It's not like where it was so desolate. And like as I said, like what, everybody has Beamers or Benzes or like mostly Audis down there,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they're paying double the price that we're paying. They're paying the price plus the international fee, the taxes and all that stuff. So they're paying way more, and it's just like there's just it's just a lot of money down there, or you're very poor. And everybody's moving to Montego Bay.
You
It's
got a
like
good
that's the
scam.
hot spot now, huh?
Scammers.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, yeah.
No. No, no,
But that's what I'm
no.
trying.
But you know what? Um, but no, that is very true. And you know what? In general, though, I find the island is full of entrepreneurs. Like whatever, wherever you fit in, whether it's old school, like you're doing your farming, you open a bar,
Yeah,
um, you're
selling peanuts on the
exactly,
street or shrimp,
exactly. You have
or
to
you know
be
what,
enterprising.
or like one of the best things. I swear I'm gonna laugh. Like I mean, I don't like. I laughed, but I had to applaud the man because I saw this with my own eyes.
Hmm.
KFC's down there, down in Mobay. Do you know the man? And I don't want people make fun, thinking I'm making fun that the man is selling pillows. Did the man not sell out all 12 pillows
Sorry, you got
in a
cut off. So he was out at a KFC hustling.
yeah, hustling pillows? He
Hmm.
had like 12 pillows, and did not that man go in the KFC drive line and sell all 12 pillows? I said, who the hell's gonna buy pillows in a KFC line?
And he walked off with his money.
Did not the man sell out all 12 pillows in a KFC line?
Wow, wow.
And I sat there and I sat there in amazement and said, you know what? Really and truly, Jamaica is a different place. Like you don't only you're left to your own devices. It's just a matter of you being ambitious enough. Anything sells down there. And I thought about it. I go, well, everybody has to go to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly. And you know what? Some people
Everybody
who are
has
in
to
a
sleep.
position to support somebody, they will. And no, to that point, yeah, this is something that you may think about it. You may be, you know what, I need to do this, but you just never get around to going into the store to go look at the clothes, to do everything. And it's so someone could just save time.
But not only that, I don't think what it came down to is that, you know, it's a matter of convenience. It's like, you know what, you're going to the beach.
That's what I'm saying. If it saves you time.
Mm-hmm. You might be going to the beach and be like, you know what? Yeah, women, if I bring a pillow, give me the pillow. You know what I mean? Or, you know, a foreigner coming, just want, they're going on a long ride. So there's, you know, they might be going to Kingston from Mobay. So they just buy the pillow for them. So they have a pillow to go lay down in the back of the car. And
very true. Very true.
Like, right. So I just sat there like, I laughed. I really laughed. I had a big belly laugh. Say, what a stupid idiot. And did not the man sell out all 12 pillows? It was 12, 15, whatever it is. But the fact remains is, the pillows and sold every pillow in a KFC line.
Listen.
And you laugh, but you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what? I sat there in amazement, and I had to respect him. He had a hustle, and he made his money for the day. You know?
And I mean, you have little ones. You have little kids that are still down there with the Wrigleys. You know what I mean? And so everybody knows, and I respect that. Like, honestly, I don't, and I don't support like anybody that sits in bags anywhere in the world. I don't support it here. I don't support it there. I don't support that because I think there's always something you can, even if you want to offer a service of some type, even if I don't want your service, but I see you offering something and I can contribute to your hustle, I'll do that. But at least try to offer something. Offer me some time. Offer me directions. You know what I mean? And let me decline and say thanks, but no thanks, but here you go. Thanks for offering me. You know what I mean? Which I've done.
But you know what I have done. Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, that the thing I respect most about the advancement of Jamaica is that nobody begs you for nothing down there anymore. It used to be that everybody's begging like, on the street, give me a hand, give me a this, give me that.
I don't know about that.
No, Montego Bay. No, I'm saying in the Montego Bay. It was like, if we go to Kingston, you go to town, everybody's asking for money, a change or this. But down in Montego Bay, in that area, and in Negril, people are hustling. They nobody's asking for money. Not one person asked me for money, believe it or not. Not one.
And you know what? The funny thing is, I had this discussion with someone not too long ago about the difference, the approach, how they approach people begging, let's say, or hustling, how they approach men versus women. And me being, I guess, speaking from like my point of view, so my age and I don't know how I look, like just everything that people sum you up by looking at you, you know what I mean? And so I wouldn't get that a lot, whereas a man I find a man who's kind of my equal as far as same age range and you know how you carry yourself and and
we're curious to see what your age is. What's that age? What age range is that?
Nah, that's why I said age group, honey.
That's what I said. What's the age range? What's that age range?
I don't know. Let's say somewhere between 35, 45. Let's just cover that 10-year span. But honestly, so you put a man and a woman, same age, and carry themselves similar way, like, you know, dress decent, put themselves together, but maybe not too flashy, like you're not wearing labels all over from head to toe. I don't do that. And but you look like, okay, you're kept, you're kept, you're well kept though, like you
somebody's child. Yeah.
And so I'm saying the the man in that scenario would be approached more by people wanting something. I think it's easier for a man to go and ask a man for something as a, you know what I mean, brother, like help a brother out kind of thing. And
Well,
definitely easy for a woman to go try to charm something out of a man.
mm,
I'm not really going to get a woman coming and asking me anything unless they're going to compliment and then slip in a little, oh, they get that, you know what I mean? Kind of ask in a jokey way, but kind of serious. And then a man, nine
mm,
times out of 10, is not really going to ask. And obviously, we're not speaking about like the real desperate, like who are going to ask everybody down to a child. There are people that will see foreign children and ask them for stuff. So I'm not talking about
mm.
those type of people. But so you may have noticed it. So like what I'm trying to say is maybe I didn't notice it as much in the past. But I will say I find people, you know, speak of this begging and harassment and stuff like that. And I've seen it, but I didn't really experience it. So it didn't really bother me. But the couple, when they do get into, when they do, there are certain people, when they do, they're relentless. They do not let up. And that is what's annoying to me is like people who, I don't mind you trying and asking, but when you hear no, take the no and keep it moving. You know what I
Yeah, just
mean? But
move
when
on.
they're just like, they just want to dig in and work you down, it's like that's when you're now sucking up my time, sucking up my energy, changing my whole vibe, and it just gets me upset, which has happened
And see, that's the
once or
thing
twice.
is,
Yeah.
that's the total thing. I totally understand. I agree with you in certain respects. But as I was saying there, I was there. I was in town a lot.
But
We
you
weren't just
notice
on
it
the river. We
different.
went and we. I just noticed that, you know what, in Montego Bay, not one person listen to me. And it's not like, you know what, I was dressed to relax, comfortable. I didn't have gold on or nothing like that. Like I thought it was old, which is what another thing I noticed. Everybody has giant gold chains on. I'm like,
Mm, okay.
you know, people are saying like, you know, when you come back, when you used to go to Jamaica, they're telling you don't wear your gold chains or don't wear your,
Mhm.
you know, don't wear your, no,
Anything,
don't
yeah, to
flash.
attract.
Put them
Hmm.
there. Like as I said, maybe it's just Montego Bay. I don't know. Maybe it's the grill, but it's just like it wasn't just a different. It was a different sort of energy.
Hmm.
Not one person asked me to even support them. They're like, "Go buy like you used to get buy a CD, you know, or you know what I mean, or you know, nuts for sale, or you know, whatever it may be." More like I don't know if they have cracked down on people past that, or it's just that people are just prospering that they don't need your charity anymore.
Hmm.
Because as I said, I was down there. I was dressed like, you know, of course, my standard. I'm always in my Arsenal stuff. Whether I'm here, whether I go to islands, whatever it
Hmm.
is, I'm always in workout gear. But it's you know, my Puma stuff is you know, like you know,
They
my
can
Arsenal
tell. They
jersey.
can tell. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
still
that's what I'm
good.
saying. My Arsenal jersey, not like if you go buy Arsenal jersey, like you know what I mean, you're looking at
Hmm.
minimum 80 bucks, like you know what I mean. So you know, and if it has a number on it, that's 110, 120 bucks depending. So it's
Hmm.
not like you know, and I got more people saying Gunner, Gunner, you know what I mean, or big up Arsenal on their win because they won the FA Cup, or you know, or I met more people just talking about football. I thought at first I was thinking about and I was expecting them to, you know, they're expecting them to ask me for a change after. Whereas we just talked football. They that we disagreed, we agreed, we moved on. It was
Hmm.
nobody. Literally, I'm not even joking when I said nobody asked me for a cent or to support them, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing I noticed down there. As I said, everybody
Well,
was in
and I
arms.
mean, listen, poverty exists everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
right here in Canada, and you know, and there are people that still need. I think that also, but yeah, there are differences, and I think um, there's also, well, no, for I won't touch on that, but honestly, the island is thriving in many ways, and I don't know. I don't get into politics too much, but you have people different opinions on how the new um, administration, the new fairly new um, government is making, how the changes are affecting, are trickling down to everybody. So that's a whole
Mhm.
different argument. But you're not the. I mean, there are people that see Jamaica for what it is, and I have been. Listen, many, 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 many years ago, I wanted to start a business there. I wanted to do something that's never totally died in me, but this has started since I was like a teenager. I had this
Mm.
idea, and I remember speaking, but I didn't have the way to put it all together. But I saw it there because, and this is before people sitting in Jamaica are now going online and ordering things and having things delivered. There's so many courier companies that handle delivery now, and they're thriving
Yeah,
because people,
yeah.
yeah, there's so many. So it's, and with the internet and social media and people now being able to get on and order these things directly, and it's changed. It's changed even what people expect down there, and then also there are a lot of young people or people in general who have um, who are using social media and using online um, services of different kinds, platforms, sorry, to push their business and their services as well. So you have them just like here and everywhere else become developing their own businesses and their own streams of income through these other channels that didn't exist before down there. I mean,
Well,
anywhere,
actually,
but especially there.
yeah.
Um, Someone else who has recognized that for years, Sir Richard Branson, and there was actually a um, some type of event that he spoke at today. I think it was a 2-day event, yesterday and today, in Kingston. And so Richard Branson, of um, uh, Virgin Airlines, Records, Mobile, everything. And he has actually seen the potential in Jamaica over the years. And he actually has, so he was at this event. He's very active there. I mean, you've seen him with Usain Bolt, but he's been investing in
Interesting.
Jamaica. And I think he started with a location in Mobay many years ago. And then a few years ago, he actually opened up a Branson Entrepreneurial Center in the Sovereign Commercial Center in Kingston. And so he sees um, the the potential there, and in the people and the entrepreneurs, and there were people at this event actually from other islands. I saw one guy on a live today from it's Guatemala City, and then there was someone from Bahamas, another woman from Barbados, and they were all there to participate in this 2-day event and to hear him speak. And I mean, these are the things that are happening down there. And I mean, with certain families as well, you have the steward, like Butch Stewart and his son, opening these car dealerships. And this is why I was asking if you got to Kingston. I mean, they exist in Mobay too. I don't know if you drove around and you see um, these dealerships that have opened up, and
Yeah,
all these other businesses.
Ben's down there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And all these, I think they recently, I don't want to lie and say it's a Porsche, but I think it was, they just
yeah.
opened
Porsche's
one,
down there. Porsche down there. Yeah.
but they just opened a new store, a new location in town recently. And I mean, this balanced out by, like I said, um, it always amazes me, and I laugh and say, how many bars can they have in Jamaica and everybody can still stock their bar and still stand up there and see that it's viable? But it works because, like you said, it's a part of the culture as far as and people down there have it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they enjoy it, and they I see, even going back to the comment you made about vacation mode, and that's why people say, oh yeah, you can love it and you think that way because you're on vacation. And I'm saying
Nah,
no, I
it's still
have friends
vacation.
and family, yeah, that
Yeah,
they are there. And yes, people have their struggles and have their problems and have their issues, but you don't see it getting them down the same way that I see people up here with their struggles and issues and problems. And
yeah,
and I think that's due to having that um, there's so much beauty around you, and then having the release, like having the different ways to release, and then to just laugh about things. And that's one big thing down there too. Jamaicans love to laugh. And I mean,
yeah.
you have so much
Joke.
witty
Yes.
people, sarcastic people, you have like just straight up humor. Like, you get it all down there. And I can't, it's so hard to put into words. And I've had people, like, I remember working with this woman and her husband. they've traveled to a lot of places in the world, and they tried some other resorts. We probably worked together for about 5 years, 5, 6 years. And the last few trips we took, they were all Jamaica. And I remember the last Sandals they went to, they had been to all the Sandals, and they went to the one down on the south coast that I was referring to, White Huff. And they said there's something about Jamaica that you can't even put into words. They're like, yeah, we love these other places, but there's just something about the people. And
Yeah, there's so much foreigners down there now that have located down there. So it's not just
mhm,
quote unquote Jamaicans. I know there's always out of many one people, but out of the world is one people, because you're seeing Chinese like from China down there. You're seeing Japanese. You're seeing Indian from India down there. Like, it's like, and
oh,
that's,
they've been there and they just taken over.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like trust me, is like,
Mhm,
I'm just like, wow. And like, you know what? It's like, I guess it's just like, you know what? Like, for instance, 150 Canadian buys you a gated community house down there. Like, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
some,
It's just
yeah.
everything just easy pace. And like, like my homegirl picked up 2 years ago, and has a place paid off for down there. Like, she picked up and left,
Mhm,
moved down there. She's in a gated community, a very nice gated community. You know, Airbnb paid for it, and she just everything's just easy. Like, she has a profession,
mhm.
right? She's a real estate agent down there, but and she that a lot of people are coming down, but she literally told me, it's like Airbnb paid for her house.
Mhm. Listen,
So it's like,
the line a lot of people say, whether you're here or there, and they know it, is all you need in Jamaica to have a good life is money. Like
oh
everything
yeah,
else you need, you have.
right.
Like the only thing that some people don't have down there to make life just smooth and stress free is money. Whereas you can have money up here, and it just seems like it's never quite enough.
Enough, yeah.
And then you have the money, but you don't really have the life. You don't really do anything because, I mean, people are working full-time job, probably have a part-time job or something, you know what I mean? And they're tired, they're stressed. Or even if it's your one job, you're putting in some overtime, you know what I mean? It takes you 2 hours to get home after work.
Hey, listen, as I said,
You know what I mean?
one of my best friends down there, she literally goes into the office 2 days a week. Or I said, no, sorry, it's one day a week. And she basically, she's selling houses. She schedules her whole day just to, show the houses down there, her properties. She works 2 days a week, and the rest of it is hers. I
Yeah.
was down there. I couldn't see her on the weekend time. But then it was like the rest of the week, it was just like, she came and picked us up. It was just all just us going around and just having a good time. After the wedding, we were just like, it was us. Went to
Hmm.
beach every day. We were on beach every day, drinking, food. They were just, just relax. Everything was just relaxed
And
mode.
that's
It's like,
vacation mode, yeah. Because the average
yeah,
Jamaican's
yeah,
not doing the beach every day. But you know what? The
yeah.
difference is like I've been down there during times where people work, and and it's after work they still, first of all, it's not that late, and then after work it's still like, okay, what are we gonna do? And they're so energetic,
Energetics.
and and then we're
The sun,
out.
no, no.
Yeah, and then even if we're out and we go and we stop somewhere, we eat and we have drinks and music, and then you're talking, someone else comes along, you sit, you're talking, whatever, grab something,
Yep, joke,
and
yeah.
it's late,
And
but it's like, yo, this is a part of life. Like you have to build this in. Whereas here, it's like, no, I don't do anything Monday to Friday. Like I mean, or Sunday to Thursday. That would be me. Like,
yeah.
no, I don't really go anywhere after, and I don't really. And I know I'm not your typical person. I know there's people who, and once upon a time, I used to do things after, but you're still
I was
like
about to
looking
say,
at the
I
time.
still do stuff after.
You're still looking at the time, and you're still like, it's different, especially if you have. I mean, me raising my daughter by myself for when I did, you know what I mean, and it's but down there most people have like a built-in system, or people that they can have their children with, that kind of thing. So if your life is just supported, it's a little different down there. Um and even if you're home, it doesn't mean necessarily everybody's out, but even if you're home, there's just it's like it's just a different. It's just a
Listen, even
different
people
vibe.
just sit there,
It's
sit in the front porch
because
and bring a
exactly
drink, pour a
you
drink, or
can
have a
have
just
your
be and talk.
neighbors,
Yeah,
or you tend to have family built in kind of thing to your
right.
situation, and it's just so different. People aren't as isolated. And I would say to my girlfriend, because my girlfriend used to say, well, you could go places here, you could do this here. I was like, listen, first of all, the traffic I
In
have to
negative degree weather, crazy.
right, and the traffic I have to fight to
Yeah,
get there. Then I have to do the parking thing, and then when I finally get in, and then I'm not even 100% sure. And then the money you're paying to have, like, you could pay a quarter of that down there to have the same enjoyment. You park up your
yeah.
car, you reach whatever, you park up your car, however, you know what I mean, and you just get on with your life and get on with what you're doing. But okay, so we spoke all about that, gosh, but what I wanted to get into. So you stayed at, because you did put it out there. Did you like the resort you were at?
You know what?
Before you say the name,
Um,
I don't really want.
yeah, no. For the money that I paid, the money I
Oh,
paid,
mhm.
what? Okay,
And
suppose
is
as
it
a
a
five
newer
star.
one? Is it one of those new Spanish ones, or is
Yeah,
it
it's one of the new Spanish,
Spanish
Spain,
owned?
and the
Okay,
Spanish ones on it.
yeah,
It's a listen. It's a huge. The Palladium and the Hilary Hamilton is a huge resort.
yeah,
It's like the Grand Prix. Like the chain. It's one of the bigger ones, right? It's
yeah.
huge.
And you
You
said
lose
it's in
weight.
Lucy, no? Is that the one you were in?
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hanover, Lucy.
So I
Yeah,
saw a
it's like
couple being, yeah, I saw a couple being built years ago, and I think there was one, but there were some cracks in like the foundation. There were some issues, but yeah. But go ahead.
okay. Well, yeah, as I was saying,
But you were
it's
saying you lose
huge.
weight, just
You lose weight walking. Okay, like
that's a good
So
thing.
it's like when I say it's that big, it's that big. Like they put, so it's like huge.
Mhm,
Um, for a five-star hotel,
mhm.
been in across the world, it's more like a three and a half.
Mm,
Believe it or not, the thing that really annoyed me about it, and it's a very small thing,
mhm.
the biggest thing that annoyed me about it is how the hell did I go to Jamaica and I only got ackee and saltfish one day out of the whole year? And you know what the joke is? A woman had to bring because
Oh
I
wow.
complained to a manager. I was
Mhm,
like, how you in Jamaica and have the national dish one
mhm.
time for the year? I said that's
What do you mean
blasphemy.
for the
That's
year,
because possible like
for the week?
for the week. Sorry, for the week,
Mhm,
one
mhm.
day a week. And then they said, well, we have it 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I said,
Oh
how do you
Lord.
come to Jamaica the national dish and not have the national dish
Mhm,
7 days a week? You're supposed to have that to your week, right?
mhm, mhm.
They had everything else. They had food and stuff like that. The food was okay. Like like I'm gonna say it wasn't made for us per se. It was more made for those with blander taste, and then you could season up your stuff,
Oh no.
right?
Okay.
So the food was okay. Like you had everything. Like there was everything but the national dish and breadfruit. You know what I mean? But you did
Mhm,
get some traditionals. Like you got kalaloo and saltfish. Or you get, what I mean? You had some traditional thing, but you had anything you wanted. But it's kind of like the whole experience was like a three and a half. On a good day, maybe four,
mhm.
right? And but the rooms were beautiful. The rooms were like I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like the rooms were like top notch. And but it's like the air conditioning wasn't cold enough sometimes. And like and like the beaches weren't as beautiful as they should be.
Okay.
Man-made beaches should be like would I go back to the Palladium? Never for the money that I paid. But did I enjoy it? It was cool, like you know what I mean? But I'm the kind of guy like I'd rather stay at a real three and a half because what happens is you get more real people. Everybody was staying on the limit at Lady Hamilton. They were cool, but they were uppity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
From where? Where did you find most people were from? Like Canada,
Oh,
or like Europe? What's it?
no, this time it was the States and England. There
Mm,
wasn't much. There wasn't much of anything else. Like every season has their time, right? So there's a
mhm,
lot of people from the States. There were some. Um, Michelle had a wedding there. There's a lot of Canadians there, but we knew them all. There's about 100 people,
oh wow.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people flew into for this family, and then there was people from Jamaica that came on. onto the base. But it was just like it was a beautiful wedding. There's beauty there. It's cool, but here I'd rather go back. Bahia's still my line. I'd rather go to Rio, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Like if I was gonna go, I'm not gonna pay that kind of money and get the 3.5 star treatment when they're taking my 5 star money. Like I shouldn't have to come there, and we booked. For instance, it's like what happened. Typical stuff.
Mhm.
Typical idea, or things that general things that happen. Like what, I went down with my as I said, my brethren Bree. We
Mhm.
booked two king size beds.
Mhm.
What they did was they tried to give us a room because they were booked, and they said, well, when we came in, we had to wait for an hour. First of all, then we figured out later is that they didn't have the room for us that we requested. So they were trying to scramble and figure something out, and then they tried to offer us one king size bed and a sofa, pull out sofa. And I was like,
Mm.
who are you
So he's
giving that
getting the
to? You stupid?
sofa.
Like, you dumb?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, first of all, you're gonna go. You know what I mean? You're gonna, we put in a request from 2 months ago or 2.5 months ago
yeah, yeah,
for, you know, king size
yeah.
beds. You confirmed it, and then when we get there, we're waiting for an hour and change to get into our room
Mm-mm.
because you said not ready, and then you say you don't have it available, and you're trying to offer me a king size bed and a sofa when I paid you for our treatment, right?
Wow.
So I was put off by that,
Hmm.
but other than that, as I said, would I go back there necessarily? No, I don't think I'd go back there personally. If I had to, sure I could survive out there, but it wasn't it wasn't the best experience, especially for the money that I paid or what I expected
Yeah.
for being a world traveler.
Well, I think, yeah, but that is rare. Well, it's possible that it's rare for Jamaica because I find,
And the other thing about it, sorry,
no, no, go ahead.
the other thing that I didn't appreciate is that they're supposed to have two separate. You're paying for your things. There's supposed to be I guess there's supposed to be two separate dinings.
Mm-hmm.
We were shared. You know.
No, I didn't hear. I don't know if you got cut off,
Okay,
but
so there's a Palladium side. There's the Palladium side, which is like all resorts have a lower end where you pay less and you get to stay on that
mhm.
side, and
Okay.
then they have the higher end or the 5 star, right? So the Palladium was more supposed to be like a I guess a 3.5 star, whatever it is, a 4 star, and then the other one's supposed to be a 5 star, the Lady Hamilton side. But we shared the same dining and got the same food. You know what I'm saying? There's supposed to be two different dining
Right,
areas,
right, right, right.
right? But and it's like one side's not supposed to be able to get to the other side, but it was like they just opened up the whole compound and anybody can go anywhere they want. So it's like I could have paid less money on the Palladium side, eat the same food and go everywhere I
Right.
want and
Yeah.
get whatever I want.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
there was nothing different.
But
Um,
the money you pay.
yeah, but the money I paid.
Yeah, I've heard that happening in other places too, where people pay for like dining class or something, and then people end up crossing the line anyway. In other
Mm,
places, but the funny thing is, usually like the star rating, and most agents will even say that usually what is considered a 5 in certain places, like, well, you touch Cuba, but even Dominican, Mexico, what would be a 5 there would be more of a 3.5, 4 in Jamaica kind of thing. I've heard that,
yeah, yeah.
like the standard. So even if you end up at a 3.5 in Jamaica, like it's gonna if you're used to going to these other places, it's going to feel like what a 5 or a 4.5, even a 4, sorry, would feel like in one of these other islands. But there's one I want to check out. I'm not even giving them any ratings or saying anything. But there's a spot. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to. I don't want to confuse it because I always mix it up. But there's one in Ochi that I heard of. One of those bigger chains too. But I heard the food is ridiculous. Like really nice. Like Jamaican. The flavors are there. The food is there. There's lobster. There's everything all the time. And just for that reason, I said next time I go, if I spend a couple days up that side,
Mm.
that's when I go. But yeah, mouth is watering right now as I speak. But anyway, I but but you kind of summed it up now. And then the big question, the liquor. How was that? Because usually
Sorry, say it again.
the alcohol. Where were you? Was it good stuff?
Chipped out there. I'm sorry, you totally chipped out there.
Oh, really? The alcohol. So what did you have? Like it was all inclusive, right?
You know what? Again, you chipped out totally again.
Are you
Every time you're
serious? Is
talking
it
about,
me or is
yeah.
it? Oh my gosh. Okay. The
And now I hear you. So
alcohol. Yeah, the
yeah, what were you
alcohol.
saying?
The was it all inclusive?
Oh,
Did it? Yes.
yeah, it was all inclusive. Listen, and
Or
that's
were you
another thing.
impressed? Oh boy.
I was irritated about. They gave you, it's supposed to be a 5-star restaurant. I mean, 5-star, resort.
Uh-huh.
But they had the basics and everything. Like, you know what? Like, I had one place. There was only one place in that whole. And for me to get there was like a 15-minute walk on base because you have to go around and around and around unless you're down there. Then it was like maybe an 8-minute walk because it wasn't the way the compound is. It's not designed that it's accessible to everywhere. It's like you have to kind of go up to the main lobby, the main building area, and then across and then upstairs to get to the premium bar. And they had one premium bar,
I think you posted that one. Yeah,
and
that's
it
what
was
you posted.
all inclusive. Huh?
I think that's the one you
Huh?
posted. I think you posted a picture from there on your Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. It was like is one, but if you're on the beach, you're just sticking with the regular. Like, you know what? They had Ray and Nephew up there, but they had, like, what's it called again? What was the overproof one night? Clarendon. Who was drinking that crap?
I don't
Like,
even know it.
or like they had Johnny Red. Everybody knows I'm a Scotch drinker. In order for me to drink black, I had to go pay the guy to pour in one of my containers to pour, like 500 milliliters, and I put him at risk. Like, I pay him, I just hit him off with a 20, and he fill up the thing so I don't have to walk back and forth. So it's like the alcohol was like absolute. It wasn't Belvedere or Grey Goose or
Wow.
like it was like all the lower end stuff. You got unlimited amount of that. Johnny Red to your week. But if you wanted the premium stuff, you had to walk 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So that was the thing. It's like you're supposed to be a 5-star restaurant, but I have
This
to
one,
I
yeah.
have to walk to a premium bar to go where you're supposed to be premium, like to
That's
go get
hidden.
premium.
That's hidden somewhere. Good
Huh?
Lord. No, and I
Yeah, like
said that's probably hidden somewhere.
that's what I said. It's like, you know what, and it was like that was the biggest one. It's like I'm there to relax. Like, you know what, I shouldn't have to walk 10 minutes even or 5 minutes. I should, there's bars all over the place. That's the one thing I can say. There's bars everywhere,
Okay.
but it wasn't the premium stuff. You had
Different.
one place to go, and we all know I'm an alcoholic. Not really, but you know what I mean, right? So it's like,
Trying to slip in that, not really. Oh Lord. I think yeah,
yeah,
matter of fact, I think every picture I saw you post that you were holding either a woman or no, okay, let me calm down with that because I know your
stop it.
goddaughter was in some
The
of your
only woman you ever saw me hold was my goddaughter, and the
no,
bride
I
to
don't
be, my best friend. Nice try.
okay, sorry. I thought there were probably I'm confusing you with someone else, but I could have sworn there was
Yeah, it was
some
my
other
goddaughter, my
no, I do
goddaughter's
remember,
mother.
yeah, you being clear about that. And so how was
But yeah,
the
no,
and so
honestly,
yeah.
yeah,
No, no, no. And
honestly,
or I was gonna say either a woman or a cup because I saw you with a cup in your hand.
yeah. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody noticed. Everybody said that. It's like, man, did you not have a drink? And believe it or not,
Exactly.
there's a part where I just got alcoholed out. Like, I was just like,
With the
you know what I
last
mean?
day.
Like, no, in the last 2 days I wasn't really drinking. It's like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
It's like,
so highlight of your trip then. Let me hear the highlight.
no, hang. You know what? After the wedding, because the wedding was beautiful. The one thing I can
I
say,
wanted to ask you
it,
about that too. Just was it on the resort, off the resort?
yeah, it was
Which
on the
one?
resort, but it was like it was on the resort. It was a sunset wedding, so when
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
Jamaica's sunsets are second to none. It's like right on the corner of Lucy, so you got the Negril sunset with
Hmm.
being in Lucy. So, and it was like the backdrop and the amount of people everybody was dressed. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
The only thing I could complain about that wedding, it was too hot outside, like in the at the premium side where we are in the middle. It was
yeah.
like that place just held the heat. But outside of that, it was such a beautiful wedding. But so next to that, like not the wedding part, it was just hanging with my peoples from down there. Like we linked up with my homegirl Nat and my homegirl Timmy, as I said, that's out there. We went off basic because we checked out after the wedding. We stayed there one more day and we checked out, and the rest of the time was us now, just because they're on their honeymoon. We're just now it's just like, hey, we going. So we hitting beach after beach. We hit almost every beach down there. And it just being with your peoples, and the joke is we're bucking everybody. It was kind of like the whole wedding
Hmm.
crew. We all went on our own, but
But
we're
ended
all
up.
bucking up at the same beaches. Like we're going to Margaritaville, you know, Negril,
Mhm.
or we're at like um Aquasol, or we're at like we're just going to different um Doctor's Cave, or no matter where we were,
There was.
we're bucking with the
Yeah, yeah,
crew.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
We're just bucking. So it
Hmm.
was like, everybody drinking, everybody having fun. And it's like, and then we're hooking up with the natives. So, people that live down there. So our peoples.
Hmm.
So that was just the thing. It was just like, just breezing out, eating good food, and, having fun with our people, and just go, go, go. You know? It's about the relationships, It wasn't really
Yeah,
about, and just being in Jamaica, period.
yeah, yeah. So when's your next
You
trip?
know how it is. You
Yeah,
know
I
how it is,
do.
yeah.
Trust me, I do know. When's when's your next trip? When are you thinking? Will you be
Well,
back? No, no, no,
Ash,
no. Will you be back in Jamaica before the end of the year? That's the question.
well, I'm supposed to be honest. I know you're gonna laugh. Next, I should be going the next three
In the next
weeks.
month? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, like I was talking to, because as I said, there's opportunities down there, and
Hmm.
I developed, right. So it was like I talked to my partners about it, and I said, yo, listen, we just need to pick up and go down there and go see what's up. Go sit down with my homegirl, who's a real estate agent down there, and just see what opportunities we can build. Because as I said, it's just right now.
For real. Yep.
Jamaica's just calling my name. Like if I didn't have obligations here, promise you that plane would have left me down there.
And I would be right down there calling you, shouting you to come visit
Yeah,
me somewhere if I was in the same position because
right.
um yeah, and this has been, but it'll happen. It'll happen. And I have a few years. I have a plan.
Yeah, well, my
So
my 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 timetable sped up. Yeah, my
yeah,
my
yeah,
time
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
timetable sped up. So, it's like what I said. Okay, next 5 years I'll be down there. Now it's like if I can make it down there and I never see another winter again, I'll be back in for 6 months. 6 months.
Trust me. But the beautiful thing is, and the more you go, the I swear, the shorter that flight seems.
Yeah, yeah.
So the more, yeah, that 4 hours.
You know what?
When
All
I
it
was
doesn't matter what
little,
island. Yeah,
hmm
it doesn't matter what island it is now. It's like 4 hours is nothing no more. Like I mean, when you're used to traveling, 4 hours is just 4 hours. Like what I
well,
mean?
no, that's what I mean. I mean, yeah, when you are moving enough, like when you're doing things. So you probably won't even wait for that whole setup where you're there 6 months in 6 months. Like you'll be there a little more often in between. Is my point. You know what I mean? And
Well, no,
you can work it into your life, like wherever
yeah.
you are, as long as you don't have something tying you down here daily. Like you could leave for 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is.
Well,
Um,
it's
yeah.
the whole thing for me is that look, 3 winters ago broke me when I was in property management, and that ice storm. I made up my mind. I'm done with winter. Like I was finito, like finished, And then it's like, so I made up my mind to move. I say I'm done with winter. But now it's not even about winter anymore. It's just about life, liberty. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
now it's just it's a different life down there. And I mean, yeah, Jamaica's Jamaica, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just like they're living life down there, like real life. Not I'm not talking about just money, or I'm just talking about just they're living like the life that I want to live is down in Jamaica. Like, you know what I mean? The West Indies period, but in Jamaica especially, because as I said, it's just a different pulse, and the amount of foreigners down there. Like, I mean, you know, Chicago. I mean, and it'll just as I said, just wearing a Gunner shirt. You know what I mean? And people just talking to you. Like, it's not like, the where, the old Jamaica where people just pass you right by. Everybody's happy. You
See,
know?
I don't. Yeah, yeah. And I guess it depends. It depends on you and your experience. But I've always felt, yeah, like there, it's you are reminded. Well, for me, I remember a couple of times where I was reminded of my manners neatly, um, because you just here, as friendly as everybody wants to paint Toronto and Canada, and we're like such friendly people and such nice people, it's like whatever. People are caught up in their own lives, and if you walk down the street, like it's just not the same community vibe. Like obviously in your own community, your own area, you probably greet your neighbors and stuff like that. But the city's much bigger than that. And I find, and even in Jamaica, you're not walking around and saying hi, 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 hi to everybody. But if you are in a close enough
Proximity,
situation,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
even you're in the same place, you're there. It's almost like you're there together. So if you are in a bar, a restaurant,
Mhm.
um, that isn't, and you're standing there, it's not uncommon for people to speak to other people, and that's like a whole island vibe. Like I think overall, but
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so when you're there and you're just not programmed, especially the first couple of days, whatever, or if it's been a while, kind of thing, and then when people do speak to you or do greet you, and then you're like, oh shoot, yeah, I should have said morning. I should have, you know what I mean? That's what I mean about reminded
Yeah, yeah,
neatly.
yeah.
And then before you know it, you just fall right into it. You know what I mean? You come back here and it's just so cold and everything. So I think it's the little things like that as well that that
Hmm.
just feels like, yeah, you're living and you're amongst people and with other people. But the
You
whole
know,
technology.
you know what? Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say technology has affected people everywhere in this damn world, and so a lot of people, their heads are in their phones and stuff like that as well too. You know what I mean? And a lot of times just to communicate with the WhatsApp. You know what I mean? Like everybody's cutting their costs, their telephone calls, calling cards, and stuff like that. We're using that. So, um, but whatever. For the most part, I think you can still be amongst people and with people. You know what I mean? Not just kind of in the same zone. But yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
say something.
No, I was gonna say, what the word that came to mind was simple. Is the word for Jamaica is easy. Everything just easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just that if you had to sum up Jamaica, it's just easy. There's no rush. There's no stress. Like, sure. Like I said, everybody, and it's not because we're in vacation mode or there for a vacation or a wedding, because it had its stresses, of course. But I'm just talking about just the whole vibe and pulse of Jamaica is just easy. Nobody's rushing it. You know what I mean? Like, I even noticed on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's speed. I asked the driver, like, who's driving us around. I asked the driver that was. I said, look, would they have speed traffic out here now or what? Because nobody was. Like usually they're driving 200 kilometers an hour. People were actually, just, there was no real rush on the road. It wasn't that hurried pace, or
Well, I think
like,
the cops stopping people like like for nothing, kind of. They watch out for that too, but um, yeah, I think it's a little more built into for people to give themselves a little more time. They kind of know the road.
no,
You know what I mean?
no, not giving them the time. When they get there, they get there. Soon come means hour and a half.
No, that too, but there are people that need to be at their jobs or get their children to
Oh yeah,
school or whatever. And
yeah,
so they're disciplined enough to know, okay, this is the amount of time, blah blah blah.
yeah.
But and then even then, like I've seen people getting ready for work. Like I've stayed with someone and her getting ready to work. I'm like, are you still working today? Like, because when I'm getting ready to work, like you actually see me getting ready, and I know, okay, I got to be out of here by whatever. And
Yeah.
like, so I'm thinking, okay, I think you kind of maybe have a window of time you can show up. You said 10, you probably can get there at 10:30, whatever. And they'll just
Yeah.
understand, you know what I mean? But I'm sure, um, but other places. And there's a lot of, there are a lot of, well, not a lot of companies. There's actually one, and I'll give them a little shout out, just to print. I love calling them. So I always, I've called them a couple of times in the past, and I've gotten. They do have a call center in Montego actually, so
They
they
have a sorry?
employ a call center in Montego Bay.
Oh, okay.
So they actually employ Jamaicans, which is not most companies don't have call centers in the Caribbean. So I was pleasantly surprised at that, and so I imagine a company like that, where you probably have to clock in and stuff like that. It's a little different, but
Yeah.
easy. And I talk to a lot of people down there, and they'll say, life's hard. Like, people will say those words, but they don't approach it like that.
Hmm.
And that's and so that, which, to support what you're saying, is, as hard as things are or may be, they you just you just still live your life, and you approach it as if it's doable. You know what I mean? And it's just something to get by. And so I think that's where, I don't know if I would use the same word as you, easy, but I think that's how I kind of take what you're saying, as far as
Hmm.
take things with ease. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just
you don't let
relax.
things
It's yeah,
stress you and
yeah.
kill you and stuff like, you know what I mean?
I'm
And
no,
there's,
no. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that life is in terms
I know
of
what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah, yeah. But just for our viewers, I'm not saying that you know what. Oh, there's no hardship down there. There's hardship. What I'm just saying is the vibe is just easy down there. Everything is just with it takes with a grain of salt. If you're going through your problems, it's not like you're killing yourself worrying about it. It's just like okay, it's just the way it is. Like you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's it. So you just, things come and you just approach it with whatever. What can I do? And it will be done. And however it will, there will be a way, kind of thing. And I think that's and there's comfort in that approach. And I think because if you think of like your parents, or people who are leading you, and or let's say, God forbid, you're in an emergency situation, the person that is going to lead you with like just a calm demeanor and just like confidence to say it will be done, don't worry, that kind of thing is much easier to deal with. And so I think that applies to everyday life, when you have people that kind of approach life that way, to say certain things are just out of your hands. You can control what you can control, you pray for the other things, and you just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Right,
But I
right,
think here, the system here is designed, I mean, we know this, like, fear is built in to everything for a reason. You know what I mean? So it's the fear of not having, and this desire that's instilled in us to have things that we don't even need. And I
right,
think when you combine that, it's people are driven by the wrong things here. You know what I
right.
mean?
It's true.
And
It's true.
yeah, and it's
You
so
you you you
far.
are right. Yeah.
Huh?
I said you are so right.
Oh yeah, and it's so far removed from what is in our nature, our true natures as humans. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be like that. So and I think
Like
going
no,
to
but
places, I'm reminded. Go ahead.
the thing is, at the same in the same breath though, Jamaica's very foreign minded because
Oh yeah.
I was having the discussion. What we mean by foreign, for those who are listening that don't understand, they're very like North Americanized in their mindset. They want America because everything's designer down there, Gucci this, or I said Audis,
Down
or
to the food, down to the food labels. If you
yeah,
can,
like like
if
yeah.
it's foreign goods, yes. Don't get me wrong. I know that.
Yeah, they're very foreign-minded in their mannerisms and things of that nature, but that's why they're progressing. But at the same time, is that there's still that Jamaican pulse and vibe and brought up seed that's in there. But like they're materialistic. What I mean? Just like North America, there's nothing different.
I
Here
think
than
there
there is
is,
there.
but
But
again, there's that balance of, that's not all that's in life. And
yeah,
the
yeah, exactly.
people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the people, unfortunately, who don't have, because there are people down there who don't have the other things that balance you out, like the family and
Hmm.
some type of, if it's whether it's religion or spirituality or something that balances you out, then those are the people that, unfortunately, there is crime there. It still exists. There are people that will do things to get ahead. There are people that you didn't deal with any of them, but there's people that beg and stuff like that. And I mean, these are people, not the beggars, let's say, but the people that will commit crime in order to get ahead, and they can, and they're driven by, yeah, the materialistic things, and they think, okay, I don't have this other stuff, um, the love and the family and compassion, all that good stuff. So obviously, you fill your life with other things, and I mean that's universal. That happens anywhere. However, the brutality, like, I mean, when you're hungry on top of that, and then people can exploit you, you know what I mean, and then use you
Hmm.
as a tool, as an extension of a gun or something like that, or a knife to act out these criminal acts, so you can live a certain way
But
or have a car
that's in
or
any
have.
third world country. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean,
Yeah.
it exists. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying that um, that materialism and this other mentality doesn't exist, and it doesn't drive people to do negative things. And it, even in Jamaica, like, I think we're sounding very positive, like it's just this perfect place. But it's but I find people that have that balance and that have, you know what I mean, um, that sense of who they are, and yeah, no matter what, um, I think they want the things because of what it does, but I still don't think they're controlled by the, these material goods as much as other places. And there's so many people that are content without having it. They just want a decent car that runs, a home that they can maintain and call their own. And but young people, I mean, especially like I mentioned before, and I've talked to my sister about this with technology and everything, and being able to go on Instagram and all the other social media and Facebook and see everything that's out there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And cable, of course. And people have internet and cable, and so and it's been like this for years, and so they're exposed to everything. So yeah, young people now, they all want what the young people here want. You know what I mean? And but I find, and it's funny. Um, so the other day there were some reports on the news here about some things that were happening. So there was something again in Mexico, and then there were these raids that happened at it's actually a Rio. I don't know which one in Dominican. I don't know exactly where in the Dominican Republic. And but there was a Canadian woman in her 20s. I think she was 24, vacationing there, and she was raped by one of the staff at the resort. And then there were a few others who they had heard that there were a few others that had been sexually assaulted as well, and they didn't report. So they were saying, we can only act on, the resort was saying, we can only act on the reports that we've received. Um, and so, and then, in the news, they said, they mentioned it was Dominican, and then they went on, and then they used, and I was actually by my mom's, and so we both caught it and both commented on it at the same time when they said, yes, and it, and these incidents in the Caribbean resort, and we're like, no, 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 you don't generalize right now. We're going to keep it specific to the Dominican Republic and this and that specific resort, and not even the chain, that exact resort. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And I thought, and I said, it's funny that lately I've been seeing so many reports of violence and deaths and uh, thefts and all this stuff, and I can't recall hearing about anything like that in Jamaica, in the resorts in Jamaica. And I think um, I might be wrong, but as far as the most that people have complained about in the past are like, yeah, people on the beach, strolling by trying to push their goods and certain
Yeah.
goods. You know what I mean? Whether you smoke or
Well, you
not.
got to remember, it has a lot to do. You mentioned him. His name is Bush Stewart. That guy's a gangster, and you know what it is with him already. Like, you're not messing up anything to do with his money, because the in Jamaica, that's 95% of the I think I guess the income, right? The bloodline, right?
tourism.
And
But I think that
The
goes
Bush
for
Stewart,
all. Mhm.
huh?
No, and I think that goes for just tourism in general in Jamaica. I
Yeah,
think they're very
especially
protective of that.
in Montego Bay and that side of it, Bush Stewart has made it clear. You know,
Hmm.
if you steal one thing from a tourist or you get anything bad, a bad reputation.
Mm.
They
Oh,
just say
that place.
you're not surviving.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh, in
and
that
no,
way. Sorry, no, no, no. I thought you meant just around like the surrounding areas and stuff like that. But yeah, wow.
especially Montego Bay. You know, he's basically down the north coast, right? And
Hmm.
so back in when he was building it, he made it very clear. Like, you know what I mean? And that holds true to this day. That it's because of Bush Stewart, straight
Hmm.
gangster. You know what I mean?
His words, not mine.
You ain't messing with his money.
And now his yeah, but I don't know. So I just think it's a safe, beautiful place. And I don't even try to sell. I don't sell people on it anymore. I'm just like, you just need to go. You just need
Right?
to. Um, and I remember going down with a woman on a flight and coming back with her. First time in Jamaica, and I was like, "We're going alone," but I didn't ask the lady her business, but she was like, um, but and oh no, 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 sorry, I'm confusing the lady. This was actually a woman. She was with her husband. I was sitting at the window and she was beside me and her husband. Sorry, that was a whole other scenario because this woman I was wondering where she going, middle aged woman that said she had never been before, and I was like, so how do you going somewhere alone? But then I was like, maybe she has people there. She's hooking up with somebody. I don't know. But anyway, this woman though, and she was like, she just seemed a little nervous, but she was like, yeah, it's our first time, and I hadn't been at the resort that she was going to, but um, it was in Mobay, and I was like, yes, I'm sure you would. And so on the way back, oh my gosh, totally different vibe. This lady was like, I didn't want to leave, and just had all the things to say, and just even her. Obviously she's come back from Jamaica, so you could see the signs of it, and she's well relaxed and everything like that. But I was like, and I had told her like I can't explain it to you. Like you just have to experience Jamaica. It's one of
Experience
these
it,
things.
yeah.
And she goes, oh my gosh, and she remembered me saying, she was like, oh my god, we had an amazing experience, and she was like, yeah, and I totally like I understand what you're saying now, even though, and so yeah, it was yeah, and so people, I just that's the only way. That's the only way to experience it, and um yeah, I can't say
Yeah.
no. Something else that I might be a part of, but yeah. So
Well, you know what? Just come down to it. This radio broadcast was brought to you by Vex Radio and
and the island of Jamaica,
The Tourist Board
board,
of Jamaica that will be
West Indies,
paying KRC and Kinetic
flight
X
and
amount of dollars for
accommodation. No, they're
I don't
taking
know
care of us
how
for
it's
our
all
next
about.
few trips. Shoot.
I don't know how this turned into
Hello,
a Jamaica
like
trip, but
a whole hour plus, and we didn't even touch on specifics, but
that we're talking about.
oh my gosh, I know, but no, it's one of those things, people. You got to go to know it. You got to go to know. I think that's someone's
You
slogan,
know,
something like that.
just
But
go when. Yeah.
yeah, to switch it up just a little bit. We're not getting too deep into this because I promise I keep talking about this show, but it will happen within the next week or so, or a couple weeks if we have to do a wrap, whatever. But I'm getting to the NBA finals.
Yeah.
Have you watched? Did you watch both games so far?
Well, no, you know what?
Yeah,
I haven't watched a full game as of yet because it's just been catch up.
yeah, yeah.
As I said, I had basically a week off, so it's like, as I was explaining to you off air, it's like basically put 4 days and 2 days, just like catching up everything that I kind of missed out on, right? It's what happens when you work for yourself. So it's like, but I've been keeping tabs on it, like we've been saying, like I said, at the end of the day, people laughed at me. I got comments after the show, and I was talking about it. I said Durant is the best player on the planet, and nobody will be able to stop him because when you have a team that lives by the three and dies by the three, two teams. You have Golden State, which is better, and I said the difference is, I said that Durant will drive to the hole, and that's why they'll win. Do you remember that show?
Yes, I do remember you saying this.
Yeah, right. And everybody's laughing. I got comments,
Really?
people
Really?
laughing at me,
Wow.
saying, "Oh, LeBron James is the man," and blah 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 blah. And now my timeline is like, where are those people talking now? I said Durant is the best player on the planet. Then all of a sudden, you hear the comments. Quite possibly, Durant is the best player on the planet in the finals and blah 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 blah. MVP, he's gone off. And I said nobody's gonna be able to stop him because Cleveland doesn't have any defense in the paint. There's no defense, so Durant will be able to drive. What is Durant doing? Driving. You know what? LeBron James has been exposed in terms of his high assist numbers. Happens with him, like when he's getting off his points, but he passes a lot to make it seem like he's trying to get his team off. So just like, you know what, Golden State, I still say Golden State in 5. Cleveland is gonna win one, but Golden State's gonna win. Like I dare somebody to tell me different right now.
Okay, which game will they take? This one at home, Cleveland, I'm talking about? Or
No,
the
they'll
next
take
one?
the second one at home. They won't take this one. Golden State will win this one at home.
Uh-huh.
But I mean at their home, but then they will win the one that they'll win
Uh-huh.
because they'll happen. What will happen? They'll be under pressure. They'll play good, and Golden State will get too lazy and sloppy, and you know what I mean. They're gonna win one, but it'll be Golden State in 5, maybe 6. I said Golden
Yeah.
State in 6 on the previous shows, but it'll be Golden State in 5 because they're 2 up right now. They still haven't adjusted. They got a worse beaten. It was what 28, and then 120 something whatever it is. But like, how do you stop a big 3? The Splash Brothers +1, a big 4.
Mhm. But LeBron, I mean,
Just that simple.
I just have to say, I think LeBron is doing what he should be doing, and and not all, but
Yeah.
he's doing what he should be, and I think I mean, his numbers are good. I mean, triple double, like he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing, but
Yeah, but my
there's
thing
too
is,
many people on his squad who that's who I always look into that are not productive. I mean, him, um, Love, which I have to, and I don't even know the way his numbers are like. I don't even think he's there. I think with the first game, I think he had a better game. I don't know about his game
listen.
two.
You ain't quick as hell, right?
No,
Overall he's a great
definitely.
card. Yeah, like
And then we've
no
seen plays. I
better
mean, in
Golden
the
State.
last game, we
Yeah.
saw just like it was almost on cue. Like me and my brother were texting, and it was almost on cue. Like Kyrie was just like, "Okay, let me remind. This is me. Boom, boom.
Remind these people who I
Did it again.
am.
Yeah, here we go again. And I'm gonna show you again." And yeah. So I wouldn't take away from that. And definitely Love is like he's productive, but I was speaking to someone earlier today, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. The moment, I think it was, well, he confirmed it was in the fourth, that LeBron just looked wiped out, man. He just looked tired.
Yeah, it's
He just
well,
looked, and just like, I don't want to use this word but he just looked, maybe it's too
beat,
strong of a word, but yeah,
beat.
defeated. Like he just, in that
Yeah.
moment, it was just like, that's it. Like I've done all I
No,
can.
you know when that look was the
Mhm.
look of defeat is when
Mhm.
Curry rocked him. Remember he
I
did all those
don't
dribbles
know.
around.
I think it was after. No, I think that came a little late. I think that was a little like. No, I think I know what you're talking about, but I think the one I'm talking about came little later in the game.
Yeah.
You could be right. You could be right. I probably see one of the replays.
No, when
or
I just
something.
say when I knew LeBron had given in, he'd given up, he realized that that they have lost,
Mhm.
is when Curry rocked him and made him look stupid and dribbled around him and back and forth, and he couldn't stop, and then he scored that bucket. That was the nail in the coffin for the tall tale for me, because you could just see he kind of, in his mind it was, oh shit, I made the highlights, what am I gonna, like, he would look scared, like, he didn't realize,
Yeah.
he was like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean, I just made the highlights, and Curry made me look stupid, and I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't stop him. Like, you could see he was like jittered, like he was shook
I
at that
think
point. You know?
I see, I know what you're saying because LeBron is very aware, I think, of everything and how it's perceived and everything like, and how it will be talked about. But I think in that play too, which like I had to say something to somebody during the game at that play, and the person was like, "No, but I think that shows um, the the brilliance, not brilliance, I didn't use that word, but they said I actually think LeBron looked
Awareness,
better.
yeah,
I think because he shouldn't be doing this and he shouldn't be able to keep up with a guy like a Curry, you know what I mean, the way he did it,
yeah,
which I totally agree. But I said the outcome of that play was the outcome. If LeBron had blocked the shot, then that would have completed that whole. That would have looked. That would have looked good on LeBron at the end of the day because, like, yo, I kept up with him and blocked that shit. So
yeah.
whatever, little boy, whatever. Um, but to me, it was just like again, LeBron taking matters into his own hand in every way. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
and this man has been doing it and doing it and doing it. And I mean, like you look at the so-called support, like Smith and Shumpert, like where are they? What are they doing? And it's like,
Yeah.
and this is why I constantly rip into these people to say, how dare you be celebrating on the court mid-game in all these games leading up to this? Because like you guys
Yeah.
don't earn that right to me. I just and right now they're showing again why I don't give it to them. I don't give it to them as a team, and I will not. And as a player, yes, LeBron, and still I mean the argument could be made. I mean the team that LeBron is on. I love Katie. Listen, and and I want it so bad for Durant and just the squad, everything for so many reasons. Um,
Yeah.
and they've earned it. And honestly, I mean, I you want as much ball as possible, but I would not mind a sweep just to do the 16,
Yeah, well,
just to do the 16.
yeah, that's exactly. I
Eh,
want to see a sweep too. I'd love.
I wouldn't
Listen,
mind seeing it, but if and I'm not giving like I keep saying, can't count LeBron out, can't do, but I'm just like, no, man. And it's not even just Durant. It's like, and this is where team and team play comes in, and the way Curry is playing right now, he's able to play, and with his confidence,
off of injury, the
right?
man came back from injury and rocked on the first day. Like,
Listen, but the
damn.
way
Like,
Curry could play with knowing that support and knowing it's not all on him, which it never was ever
yeah.
all on him, but having
No, the Splash
that
Brothers. It was the Splash
yeah,
Brothers. Like, he didn't
yeah.
do it alone. They had their big three before they
But
became the big four.
when they were able to shut Curry down, like when they were able to, it was frustrating, and
Yeah.
he played injured last season, and the way they were able to shut him down, like it was frustrating, and so taking him out of the game made such a bigger impact. But now having that and you know um, having Durant there, he is can play with a little more free and with the
Yeah.
confidence that it takes. And of
Well,
course, people are going to turn around and say, well, of course they should win. Come on, look at their team of all stars. Nah, because like you said and other people, Cleveland is built for the playoff. They're built to do this. They did it last
right,
year. So it's like,
right. There was
no, I
no
don't want to
excuse
hear
for
it.
that.
I don't
But
want to
that's
hear
my
it.
point.
Mm,
Point is this though. The reason why I want a specific sweep is that, you know
mm,
what? Is that I said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not gonna have no class with it. Durant is the best player in the NBA. Everybody's poised King James because he had the nickname and moniker as King James. Yes, he is a phenomenal player. I always said Westbrook is a better LeBron James than LeBron James. People laughed at that. Day,
mm.
I always said Durant is the best player in the NBA. I want to sweep for that reason only, so Durant gets his true kingship. It's not because he's with the Splash Brothers why he's winning. You put Durant on the Raptors, we win a championship. You put LeBron James on the Raptors, we win a championship. But what we do is, but you put Durant on any team right now, as it stands right now, Well, I'll take that back. I'm going too far. I say if you put him back on OKC. I don't know if he wins a championship with Westbrook.
Right? Because
But
you guys argued over and over. They'll never win one together. They'll never win one. You know.
yeah, but that's because Westbrook couldn't concede. You know, I mean, that's the only reason why that team did not win. Or better yet, when they had Harding, when they had him, like remember that team?
That made it to the finals. Yes.
Right. That the only reason that's what I'm saying. The only reason they didn't win was Westbrook. Westbrook can't concede. He has to be the man. And if he would play his position as a distributor of the ball and made his team better, no, we wouldn't be talking Golden State versus Cleveland.
I want to
We'd be
go back
talking
to
Cleveland versus OKC.
that series, that final, because I gotta look at LeBron, because I would say part of that reason is LeBron. They were going up against LeBron. It's who they were going up against, and crew, and that Miami team. Come on, and
all I gotta say is that, you know what, man, it comes down to Durant. Y'all laugh at me now. You can't.
But I don't find the funny thing is I think Durant's name has been in top five.
No, because remember he got injured. He got injured, and everybody was saying LeBron James is the king of basketball, and I was saying no.
Right.
The man was injured.
I think LeBron has earned his title, and I think he's proven it by what he's been able to do in these last 7-8 seasons. No, I'm sorry. I do disagree with you in that way. I love KD.
If it wasn't for the refs, last year the best team did not make it in the NBA.
True.
They did not make it to the finals. The Raptors were the better team.
Better, yeah.
Right? If the refs didn't help them out, the sixth-man player of the year, give him 36 minutes, James would not be knocking on the door of five titles. Okay? So you can't call him the best. At the end of the day, he had a lot of help 2 years over. He's a phenomenal player. But he's not the best player because everybody's saying Durant now. As of the last 2 games,
I don't think everyone's saying best player in the NBA. I think there's some people
I'm talking about all the professionals.
I don't think so. I think the debate there's the debate between who's MVP. Is it Curry, Durant? There's also, is Curry Durant the best? One of the best duo.
I haven't watched the last 2 games. Okay, the finals. But looking at his stats, knowing basketball, who was a bigger monster than that guy?
Well, LeBron, they're pretty close. I mean, I think
no, they're not pretty close. I'm about to say he had 28 points.
Who, Durant and LeBron?
LeBron had like 30. I mean, LeBron had like 28 points. Thing had 36. Like, I can't remember what it is, but you got to remember, it's like.
No, I think it was actually closer than that. And as far as, and there was in one, I don't know if it was assists or.
No. Ting had more assists. But that's LeBron James. That's what he does when he.
I heard you saying, you put it to.
You're right.
No, they're not that far off. I'll tell you for the record, they're not that. In the last game,
I'm gonna look at these stats right now.
Look at them, because no, you can't say Durant killed LeBron in stat. Like, no. And I'll pull them up too. Since you wanna go there, let's go there. We got 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever. But I don't really have all.
All I know is I stand by it. Anybody who doubted me, the NBA experts or quote unquote experts are now saying it. Are saying Durant is the best player on the planet. So, and he's proved it. Nobody can stop him because they don't have defense. You know what I mean? Like,
there's Kawhi, there's KD, and there's LeBron. Those 3 names I've been hearing people. It depends on who you talk to, and people for different reasons. And so I don't think there's anybody who has ruled Durant out totally from the beginning. Like,
no, but they weren't. No, but they weren't. The difference of what I'm trying to say. And
I think it's more like everyday average.
I want to make myself very clear. Nobody, when Durant got injured, his name has been out of the race for the last 2-3 years. Nobody said that he was the king of basketball, the best player in the NBA, or was it, only last year he got voted for MVP. You know what I mean? Like there was buzzings of it. This year, undoubtedly, there's nobody can say that he's not the best player in the NBA right now.
No, I
That's what
don't
I'm
agree
saying.
with you. I really, I've listened. I've watched games. I've listened to the commentators, the analysts. I've listened to these guys, and I've heard LeBron's name mentioned in that, with
Of
those
course,
words attached to it more. No, I'm talking about mid-game after these last two games when they're saying, I mean, people phrase it in their own way, quite possibly, and you've had people say, I've heard people, I wish I could quote who exactly said it, but best player in the league, quite possibly the best player to ever play the game. And this is where the whole no way, Jordan, you can't touch Jordan, and you know what I mean. And it becomes so he can't even be
actually, I
the
hate to
he
say it,
can't even be
LeBron
the
James is touching Jordan.
he can't even be the current best in the league, or like in the last few years, or there's always going to be someone that wants to take that away from. And listen, if you have preferences, if you're a stats person, whatever, however you judge by, if you're a numbers person, if you just, it depends on how you evaluate your player and stuff and how you come to that conclusion. But I think, and well, if I find the time to do this little research, and I'll see, I think there's still more people that will say LeBron James is still the best all-around player in the NBA right now.
And I see, and the thing is, I still don't say that. Like I said, you know what? I've named two names.
Okay, points.
I'm just saying. I've named two names. I'm saying that Westbrook is a better and faster LeBron James, and what I've said that before he started breaking
out. So where's Kawhi Leonard? Where does he come into this for you?
You know what? You know what? No, he's up there. But I think what it comes down to is this: it's Durant, Westbrook, LeBron James, Curry. That order.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Anyway, game 2 finals stats. Okay, so points: KD 33, LeBron 29. Come on, that's within 5. Mm-hmm. What is that, right?
Okay. Yeah, but what minutes of play too? Minutes of play coming to a state, but we'll go with it.
True, but okay, man, if we're gonna get, I don't have percentages here. No, sorry, I don't have any of that. Rebounds, KD, 13, LeBron 11. Again, I mean, we're close. It's.
But that's light years. That's light years in the thing. When it comes down to that, still light years away. It's not close. Like you understand, one basket away. Like you got to remember how they measure that stuff.
2 baskets
like
away.
What, 0.2 steals, huh?
That's 2 baskets away, and to say 11 rebounds doesn't affect the game overall versus 13. Like, of course it does. That's a possession.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's 4 points right there.
Or possibly 6. Like if you want to look at if it's a 3, like if the points, rebound, depending on which rebound. I don't know if it was off from which basket. Who knows? But my point is, if we're comparing KD to like Kevin Love now with 7, okay, there's a drastic difference. But assists, we already covered that one. But LeBron 14, KD 6, that's not. Blocks, this is where Durant just killed everybody. 5, everybody else had 1. Steals, even 3. Turnover, let's not talk turnovers. Curry 8, LeBron 4, but Curry 8. Hello, and Durant 3. So a 3-pointers made. Oh my gosh! So Durant 4.
But let's just put this into perspective, okay? Just the major stats that are needed, right? There's basically
the 3, the 3.
Just that game alone, we're talking. If we're just going by 2 points of all the things that are happening, Durant is responsible for about 12 more points or 14 more points than.
But here in LeBron's defense, and it's not that he needs defending, and this is where, and I'm not. And this goes back to the point I always make. Look who he's playing with. He has a true supporting team that allows him to be able to play like this and to play free and to play and
so does LeBron.
No, he doesn't. LeBron has to be doing
about?
much more. Okay, Love. Yeah, Love is
everybody
contributing, but
to LeBron. It's
no,
LeBron.
but nobody else. Love's name the only other Cleveland name that's mentioned in anything with the top five.
It's the top
Kyrie,
three.
no, as far as points, Kevin Love.
No,
he's number 4.
You got to remember something.
No, we're talking numbers and we're talking about game 2. Like, I'm just saying, the only other name in the top 5. Can I just speak though? In the top 5, you have 3 Golden State names in each category, and you have 2 Cleveland names. Okay, the only other name mentioned as far as in the top points, let's just stick with assists. Of obviously Kyrie and LeBron in the top 5 for assists. Rebounds, LeBron and Love in the top 5 for rebounds. And points, again, LeBron and Love. That's it.
Because everyone else in every
right, but
position.
Come on, you got it.
LeBron Love supposed to get rebounds. Kyrie's not supposed to get rebounds. Kyrie's not supposed to score when you have LeBron James.
I know that, but what I'm saying, so where's Tristan? Why don't I say Tristan Thompson? Why isn't he in the top 5 for rebounds? Why isn't he getting more rebounds than Klay Thompson?
Because you have Love and LeBron.
No, my point is, LeBron. I don't care what anybody says. KD is playing his ass off, and he's producing, and you can't take that away from him. And to me, when people used to rip into LeBron and Wade and Bosh and all that super team, and the big like Miami and when this concept it seemed new to everybody, that these guys would come together to go after what they want, what they play for. And when everybody seemed like this was like the worst thing ever, I defended and said, why wouldn't you want to play with a team that allows you to play? You know what I mean? You still have to produce. It's not like anybody could just lay back, sit back. Like, this is the opportunity for you to play at your best. You know what I mean? And not be the one-man army, though, and not be, you know what I mean? So, and that's what is happening. And KD has more of that with his team.
No, the reason why, and that's why I'm trying to say this.
This is just my opinion. So
I'm not saying the reason why.
To your point, like KD he's done this stuff without. He's I don't have all his numbers in front of me, but he's had amazing games before Golden State. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's produced.
Well, no, but this is my point.
I know you're not basing your thought about him just on this last one season with Golden State Warriors.
No.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm trying to say. The reason why you got to remember, basketball is about system and runs, and it's system. So what it comes down to is this, right? The reason why Golden State, remember I said this I think it was the last 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago before this thing even started. I said the reason why Golden State's going to win is that you have 2 3-point shooting teams. You have the Splash Brothers and you have the Big
yes.
Right? You're going to live by the 3, die by 3. But the difference is that, you know what? The Splash Brothers, Golden State is a better 3-point shooting team than the Cavaliers. Okay? They may make 90% of their shots, but Golden State will make 99% of their shots. Here's the difference why KD is doing so well in this series. Because Cavaliers offensive teams, but KD will drive. And nobody can stop KD, including LeBron James.
Cut out for a bit, but
Kyrie can't stop because obviously height difference cannot stop KD. Love is too slow for KD. This is why it is proven fact that KD is the best player on the end. LeBron James, who is a power forward, cannot stop. Is better than him. It just comes down to that simple fact. They both have the same basic system. Both teams will
You're cutting
As
out.
he would.
Didn't hear I didn't hear anything.
Double teams can't stop KD. Triple teams can't stop KD because he has the Splash Brothers. So even if he gets triple team,
you're cutting out. You're gone. The last thing I heard you say was
James can't stop KD.
No, I can't hear you. The only thing I heard you say, even if
I'm
he
just saying,
gets, even if he gets double
LeBron
team,
James can't stop KD.
Right.
That's why KD is the best player on the planet.
Well, I think there's so many other factors that go into determining that. And you know what? The beauty of it is, to each his own. Everybody can have their own. However you come to. Yeah, you're not hearing me now?
Yeah, I was just saying, if you know what, if LeBron James could have stopped KD, or the Cavs could stop KD, he would be scoring the points that he did. That's why it's proof, quantifiable proof, that KD is the best player on the planet. Because LeBron James, who's supposed to be the best player on the planet, can't stop him.
Nah, I don't agree. I don't agree with that, though.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, you know what? Yeah, LeBron James gets his points. We're not saying he's not a good player, but the fact remains is that KD gets more points than LeBron James does.
Yeah, but he carries his team. The points that LeBron. Huh? No. I'm not. And I mean, we were looking at just that one game. I would have to look at game one as well. But if you're going to reduce it to that, and I hear what you're saying about the one-on-one. I get that. But I just think for what LeBron does for every team that he's played with for the last forever, I think his contribution to his team is and what he does on the floor in each team, I think is amazing. So I can't take that away from him.
But here's honestly, the thing.
Listen, LeBron is not.
Here's the exposure, though.
No, and that's your opinion. I'm not even trying. I'm not trying to change that.
No, I'm just saying. Here's exposure.
Yeah.
Just hear me out on this. Hear me out on this one point, okay?
Yep.
All I'm saying is this. Look, you have any team that LeBron James cuts. Remember, Wade conceded to LeBron James. Westbrook did not concede to Durant. If Durant was on the Miami team or Kevin Cavaliers, he'd be the man. But you got to remember, Westbrook is the point guard, carrying up the ball and scoring is just as much as your power forward. That he's not doing his job. So if LeBron James was on with Westbrook, I guarantee you his numbers would not be as good as they were, because again, you have the best player on the planet, Durant, with a point guard not conceding to you, not playing his position, giving you assists. He's a score first, assist second point guard. If you put that Kyrie on anyone.
You cut out for like 30 seconds.
Oh.
I hear what you're saying. Though I hear what you're saying.
It just comes down to that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know what? You gotta remember, Durant did not have like now he has Curry who concedes to him. That's why he's doing the numbers. Imagine if Westbrook had conceded to him. Imagine if he was on with Wade or with Kyrie. If he was on Cleveland Cavaliers right now, his numbers would be way more than LeBron James is right now.
I don't know.
Now he's on a team. Now he's on a team where the point guard concedes.
Curry, not to say it's not all about points, but Curry scored. And I mean, he's probably more three, but who knows? I don't even know how many came from threes, but he scored pretty much the same as Durant. So it's all there's differences, and obviously there's different chemistry, and now everything factors in. But I personally, just from just looking at a lot of different things, I give the edge. I give it to LeBron. I give it to LeBron for
clearly he's not going to be edged because they're 2 games down. And
no, I'm not giving him the final. Please, like the way.
No, I'm saying is being the best player. Yeah, I was like, clearly not. It can't be.
I'm not that type of person that will judge your total productivity based on the outcome of one series or the outcome of one final, one season. I don't do that. I don't know. You guys, some people do that. I personally don't.
No, I'm not. No,
Like
I'm
when
just talking about.
when I look at a near flawless, you know, and I hear people saying that, the analysts and the commentators, and they say, you know, their near perfect run last year, like regular season run, Golden State Warriors, was demolished by the loss. And I thought,
Right.
how do you not credit them for that? Like, are you kidding me? But some people, yeah, they just think it doesn't matter. What happens is in the finals and the playoffs is that's it. That's all that matters.
No.
But some people do that. Like, I've heard people
Yeah.
say that, and I hear them on the I hear them saying, yeah, like it doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter that you did, like your record.
You broke that record. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you didn't win, and then you lost. Like one of the worst. You know, the only team to come back 3-1 type of thing. So it's like, and so we were.
You know what happened? What happened at Case? The factor that people haven't talked about. What happened at Case though was very simple. They burnt out. You go on a run like that, you broke a record.
No, I think
old?
Losing Draymond, him being suspended for the game and however, when they lost in mid-game, one game, and then he got suspended. I think that really affected. I think
that's your Flash brother getting suspended, of course, man.
That made a huge difference, because someone tried to say, well, in the first meeting, the first finals, that, you know, they didn't have Kyrie, and I'm like, okay, so they didn't have Draymond, and then the whole comparison, and people say, well, who cancels out who, and blah blah blah, whatever. At the end of the day, I mean, they're and because when I said they're both coming into this even kind of like 1-1, and so this should determine, and so this is why I'm like, yeah, they are the current champs, but it's not as if they haven't already defeated them. You know what I mean?
What as I said, the best team in the NBA did not win last year. That's 100% for sure. And the best team didn't make it to the.
I wouldn't say the best team in the NBA, because I don't know if the Raptors was the best team in the NBA last year.
So. No. I'm saying, as I said, the best team in the NBA, which I still believe was Golden State, did not win that title.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Right. And then I said the best team in the Eastern Conference Final, which was the Raptors last year, did not win because the refs helped.
Yeah, true.
That's what. No,
that was 100%. How close that was. Yeah.
So that. Championship has an asterisk on it for me. Yeah, they accomplished it. They did it, but there's an asterisk on it.
You can put whatever you want to put, but at the end of the day, they won it. They got it. They got the rings. And I hate it. I hate that. I honestly, because you know, I always say this. I can't stand Cleveland, so I'm not even. Please. And
right.
But I don't know.
If it wasn't for the refs, it would be Golden State winning that championship last year. That's all I say about that. If it wasn't for the Raptors, listen, the Raptors would have not beat Cleveland. I mean, Golden State, no way, and the Cleveland would have not beat the Raptors if it was a fair game. 36 minutes of no calls in the NBA final, and there is no flipping. What's the call again? There's no inquiry, inquest. 36 minutes in an NBA back to back. There's no inquest. There's no. I don't care what you want to say. That is unheard of. To not get any fouls.
Yeah.
No fouls whatsoever. So that I'm saying, the best team did not win. If it wasn't for the rush help, the Cleveland Cavaliers would have not been in the finals. You know what? I'm down to Golden State would have killed the Raptors. The Raptors would have not won. We were robbed, and then Golden State was robbed incidentally because of that. And then, you know, with the incident of you know, again, you've done that. You're burnt out. You're down. One of your best players. You know what I mean? It just comes down to it.
Yeah, burnout though. That's no excuse to me. You know, none of that. You guys are athletes that are paid to do this. You're young enough. You got your energy, your strength. If you're not injured, don't come at me. You could go game 7 through the whole damn playoffs. You play at your optimal.
I give you that. They're trained professionals. Should have found a way to win.
Yeah, that's
they should have found a way to win.
That's it. No. But losing Draymond, and then there are other little factors as well. But we can go on and on and on, which we will not do.
Yeah.
But because there's much more ball to play, game 3 tomorrow night, Wednesday, June 7th.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna be watching it.
I'll most likely be at home. Like I always
Okay.
am. I know you're always out. What are you, Latin something? Like what are you where are you gonna be? I
Yeah,
can't
Latin
keep
Wednesdays.
up.
Go check my boy Stardom down
Is
at
that
Latin
what it
Wednesdays.
is?
So they have
Okay.
the game on there. So they have the game on. So we usually go down and go eat some food and go watch the game and go, gyre each other
Well
on.
there you there you go. Latin Wednesdays. I gotta come check out one
Yeah, man, come
day.
down. You know what? Listen, 1,500 people can't be wrong every Wednesday.
Are you serious? Well, that's too much for me.
I'm I am
Where is
dead
it? Where
serious.
is
I'm
it, by
talking
the way?
about
You've never said.
well, it's in Mississauga though, Mississauga,
Yeah,
Anco.
still. Where? You
That
get
was just saying that place is packed. But you know what? The only thing is it gets very young during the
the
summer because
summer.
summer's out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like so. But it is a party and a half. It's Latin downstairs and it's urban upstairs, and
Okay.
it's just one of those a good time around the patio. You have a huge patio, and you know what I mean. You get
Oh,
the Latin
nice.
on. Yeah, you go get your Latin on.
Okay.
Bubbly is flowing, everything's
You
flowing, and you
dance
know what I
in
mean.
Latin? You know Latin moves? You know
For the last 20 years.
for real?
Yeah,
Yo,
what?
that what is that? I always met that bachata,
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 yeah, the
bachata.
cumbia. There's
Yeah, that's no,
merengue,
that's where I
salsa.
stop. I
I
like
like, I
that.
like, yeah, I love that.
The music anyway. I just love the sound.
Yeah.
I just love
It's
that.
what it comes down to is like that's what we're talking about living life. Is like
Yeah,
what you it doesn't matter like for Latin it's in the week. People just go
yeah. I
out
was about to
dancing
say.
during the week. It's like it's
Mhm,
not really a weekend thing. There are weekend clubs, but it's a week thing.
mhm.
You know what I mean? But then, but urban is like, that's what I'm saying. Like urban, for me, the reason I got into it is like, I just was tired of, when you work in the industry for so long, you're out there 5 days a week, running your nights, your clubs, and you're out there every night. It was just a change for me. Boy he was Colombian, so went out with him. He taught me how to dance, and you know what I mean. It was a wrap from there. Fell in love.
For real, for real. Well, you enjoy your night. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to us live tonight. No, I didn't put the post up because we just got caught up in our whole Jamaica talk, and so I'm sure this is a subject or a topic. Jamaica will come up in the future. So if you have your stories or your special love with Jamaica you want to share in an upcoming show, we'll definitely be touching on it again.
I
And
swear, I
we
want my money Jamaica Tourist Board.
for real. No, we'll talk. I'll be calling hitting them up tomorrow. But and we are. I wanted to put this out here. It's just been scheduling, to be honest with you, scheduling things where we haven't. I mean, we started out this year practically like week after week having a guest, and so we have not stopped having guests. I did have someone ask me. It's just been scheduling, and so we've had to work around our guests' schedules as far as um, quite a few of them have taken vacations recently. So I'm thinking, what's in the water? Like, is this vacation time? I didn't know that, but whatever. So
Yeah.
we definitely will be coming back with guests in our upcoming shows, and we got some interesting people and some interesting topics to touch on. And so a couple of them are stateside. We got someone down in Jamaica that we just gotta lock them down. They're very busy people doing great things, so it's just a matter of locking them into a Tuesday night, 9 p.m., which is the day we go live every night. And so, but it's coming, and so follow us on our social media. You can catch me, find me at Cake with Kersi, Instagram, Twitter, and Kinetic
Just
is
like Kinetic 100, the way it sounds on Instagram is the best way to get me.
there you go. And follow both of us for upcoming shows and just a peek into his life because I don't show too much of my life, but you could follow Mr. Kinetic and see all his Jamaica pics with all the drinks I was talking about. And and then the other spot to keep up with us is vexradio.com, which is the best place to listen to hip hop and R&B
Shout
24/7.
out Vex.
Yeah, vexradio.com, and then check the top, there's a tab there that says Cake. When you click there, you'll see every single show that we've done from the beginning of time. And we also have links to all, so you can listen there, or you can go to your favorite podcast player. So we have TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Google Play, Google Play Music, however you say, SoundCloud, YouTube, of course, and Stitcher, I believe is the other one. So you can search Vex Radio or Cake with Kirsty there and listen to our past episodes. There are quite a few, and like I said, most of the guest shows are in 2017. So you might want to just start there and then go back and listening to all of our other shows. And I think that's about it for now. Oh, if you want to send a shout out or request your song on Vex Radio, the phone number is 1-877-469-3016. Choose option 1 for a shout out or option 2 to request. The number again, 1-877-469-3016. And on that note, we are out of here until next Tuesday. Take care.
Yeah. I was gonna say peace.